From the BG Ad Group studios, this is a special Paulding County News Election podcast with your host, Melissa Carter.
We have Angela Reedy O'Connor, who is with us, who is running for state court judge. I will call you Judge O'Connor because you earned that title. But thank you for joining the podcast.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
This is not a re-election because you were appointed by Governor Kemp to this position. So this is actually your first campaign to be elected to this position, correct?
That's right. This is my first election cycle, yes.
I know a lot of people who aren't involved in the legal world and who may not have ever had to come to court may be confused that there is a division on what cases come before each chamber. So can you explain about what happens in the state court level?
Absolutely. Superior Court is a state court that has county supplement money. State court is a county court fully funded by the county. State court solely hears misdemeanors, all traffic, unless it's Dallas or Hiram, unless there is a ticket through the municipality. And then if they want a jury trial, it will get bound over to state court. So ultimately, if you want a jury trial on a traffic ticket, it will go to state court. And I hear civil cases in which I have jurisdiction over. Usually it's tort cases and credit card cases and dispossessories. There's no monetary limit in state court, but the only thing I don't hear is suits regarding land, basically, and divorces is the two things that I can think that I do not hear in state court.
Your time is so tight, and I just wonder what the unique experience is in running for an office of judge.
I knew this is what I wanted to do way before I got appointed. I was looking forward to Paulding County having a state court. This is the first state court. I'm the first judge in state court. From the beginning, I started this court. So the uniqueness of it really for me is it's a brand new court. I can put my stamp on it. So really, I started raising money almost immediately to support the campaign if I got opposed, and I did not get opposed, which I'm grateful for. And I look forward to serving for the next 4 years.
We've had other candidates in different positions who go unopposed, and they're a little more of a relaxed campaign. Not that you're not active, but at the fact that there has to be a little bit of a weight off your shoulder, knowing that you are unopposed and that this is something that you will be doing again continuously as you were serving in that position now. And also talk a little bit about the DUI court. I'd love for you to highlight that.
20 years I've been in law enforcement and in the criminal justice system, and I've seen the impact of DUIs. So I started out as a police officer in Marietta in 2002. I worked for the Marietta Police Department on the street level for 6 years while I went to law school. And then I was assistant district attorney in Cobb County for about 4 years. And then I was the head public defender in Paulding County for about 10 years before my appointment. So all through those jobs in those places that I held, I see the impact of DUIs. In Paulding County in particular, we get a lot of DUIs. I think we have over 25 waiting to get into DUI court. It's a post-conviction court where you can receive the benefit of help while under supervision is the best way I can explain it. We have a care treatment provider. We have a case manager. You're screened weekly. You get just a realm of things to help you overcome your addiction. And so I'm really excited about that.
I'm curious, is there an incident while you were an officer that inspired you to go to law school and go down this road as opposed to being a police officer? I just imagine there was a catalyst for that decision.
I always grew up wanting to be an FBI agent. My twin and I went to, it was a police corps back when it was a federal program, state funded. So we both were police officers. She was in Rome and I was in Marietta. And all along, I wanted to be an FBI agent. I was always told, you got to go to law school. You have to have a specialty. So I went to law school. I also watched my family. Most of my family are attorneys. And so I kind of grew up in the court system. It was always my path.
When you have a twin, is your twin still in law enforcement?
My identical twin was in law enforcement for, I think, 8 years. She was at Rome Police Department. And now she is even braver. She's a teacher, a middle school teacher.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I was going to say, if she was still in law enforcement and you were a judge, there has to be a little bit of sibling like, hey, look at me, I get to tell you what to do kind of thing.
Well, we're in different jurisdictions, and she definitely wouldn't listen to me, even if I told her what to do. So,
Well, congratulations on her being a school teacher, especially you said a middle school teacher, correct?
Yeah, she's been 15 years in that field now. And so she's got a lot going on too.
Well, I'm sure that law enforcement background has made her equipped to be a middle school teacher. Well, before we go, and again, I appreciate your time, but what can the citizens of Paulding County, what do they need to know in order to make your job easier?
Well, I can say, first of all, drive safely and don't drink and drive, obviously. A big problem we have in state court, and we have a lot of old cases that were transferred down from Superior Court to state court. So a lot of things I've seen in state court too are I've had to issue bench warrants on. And a lot of people think that just because your case, you haven't heard anything on your case, it's went away. Unfortunately, throughout the court system, not just in this county, in every county, it's backed up. And so that's one thing that the state court was created for, was to relieve some of that backlog from Superior Court, really bringing people in constantly on bench warrants because they didn't show up for court. If you have a court date, keep your address updated with the clerk of court. If you think your case just went away because you haven't heard anything, it didn't 9 times out of 10. Coming to court's a big one, but obviously not having to see you in court would be the best. So if you've been drinking at all, stay off the roads.
One last question about primary elections. I know you're running unopposed, but what's the importance of people getting out and voting on May 21st or in the early voting that's going on now? Why is it important to vote locally?
Every voice counts. I've already voted. I voted the very first day. Early voting to me is so much easier than doing it on the voting day, but there are people that wait to do it on May 21st. Your voice needs to be heard. Every voice counts.
Judge O'Connor, I was about to call you Angela. I know you would take that as well. But again, I mean, you as a judge, I got to call you Judge O'Connor. Thank you so much for being part of the podcast. I would say good luck this spring, but you got it. So just good luck getting through the election season.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to this special election Paulding County News podcast. Stay tuned for more interviews with our local political candidates.
Life's a constant hustle, and at Credit Union of Georgia, our focus is crystal clear. It's all about you. Juggling a million things? We get it. That's why we're committed to providing the best service imaginable. We're not just your credit union, we're your financial allies. Knowledge is our power, from crafting basic budget plans to navigating the local home buying scene. Questions popping up? We've got you covered with fast, friendly answers. Because we want you to spend more time living your life. Imagine a financial institution that truly cares. That's Credit Union of Georgia inviting you to join us. If you live, work in Bartow, Cherokee, Cobb, Dawson, Paulding, Pickens, or Union County, we want you as a member of Credit Union of Georgia family. Because here, you're not just a member, you're part of a community that cares. Ready to experience banking that revolves around you? Call us at 678-486-1111 or visit cuofga.org. Credit Union of Georgia. Your financial journey, our priority.